The Square Ball Podcast.
Welcome. Hello. This one is available in your podcast app and on YouTube as well. The show is brought to you with Levi Solicitors, who are still going after their 90th birthday month.
Yeah.
They had a great month in October celebrating that. But the fun doesn't stop there, does it, Michael?
Nope. Goes on, well, not quite 365 days a year. Lots of days a year. They certainly work Monday to Friday most weeks.
Yes.
Bank holidays and stuff, obviously, they're not working Christmas Day, are they?
Law never sleeps, that's the thing.
They're not machines.
The law never sleeps. LeviSolicitors.co.uk/the Square Ball to get your hands on the 10% discount on your legal fees on their full range of legal services, which include...
I'm actually on the locations. Did you know there's one in Central Leeds on St Paul Street? There's one in Moortown on Harrogate Road. There's even one in London.
Right, wow.
No one knows where that is, though.
They've got a website, which means you can use their services from anywhere.
Wow.
That's wild, isn't it? Full details and terms are on that website, levisolicitors.co.uk/the Square Ball. Dan here with you, with Michael and Rob. As we do, I think we're going to call this one basically pub chat nonsense because it's the international break. Don't have a right lot to talk about. So, going to make up some fun, aren't we? So if you don't like irreverent nonsense, this might not be for you. But if you do, stick with us.
Probably wouldn't have clicked on this podcast in the first place, I suspect, if that wasn't their thing.
Yeah, aren't we bonkers? So what we're going to do today is, have you got the calendar there? So this is our 2025 charity calendar. You can get it at thesquareball.net/calendar. We are doing this to plug the calendars. And by the way, the profits are all going to charity.
They are. So if you turn this off now, it's kind of on you for hating charity.
Which charity is it going to?
The Leeds Cancer Centre and the Leeds Breast Cancer Research Action Group.
Yes. And we always round it up as well. So it's more than just the profits, isn't it? Because we're bloody nice like that.
We are indeed.
We continue to support them with our charity calendar year upon year. And we're going to do a bit of a tournament based on the calendar, a silly tournament. So what you can get on that calendar, best way to explain it is, so all the birthdays that are in that month that we've found, we've put together a team of them on each month, haven't we? So, for example, in January, who's in the January team?
The 1st of January, Tony Curry's birthday. So he's in the team, for example. Did you put these together, Rob?
I did, yes. There is a element of personal bias in there as well. I think it's October or November. The choices at centre-back, Rio Ferdinand was one of them. And I thought, fuck that guy. We're going to have Paul Butler and Tom Lees instead.
Which is the kind of shit I can get on board
so it's
with.
not necessarily the best 11, but it's the one I like the most. There's a few rogue characters that have snuck in there because there were no better alternatives.
So we have a team for every month, which means we've got 12 teams and they need to play in a round-robin tournament. So we're going to do that across the next couple of shows of this ilk. If
anything actually important happens, we will talk about that too.
Because we're right on the bottom of current affairs, aren't we? So what we've done is, first of all, we've seeded the months based on arbitrary considerations. So, for example...
Rob isn't aware of these seedings yet. We just worked this out before he arrived.
Yeah, and we've done a draw. So we're going to do 4 groups of 3 teams, and everyone's going to play each other. So there's three games per group. A bit like the World Cup. And whoever comes out top in each of the 4 groups will proceed to the semi-finals, which will be next week, which is very exciting, isn't it? And worth tuning back in for.
Very much so, yes. People won't be able to wait.
Right. So we've said that the top seeds are July.
Because we were promoted in July.
Yep. Under Marcelo Bielsa.
We were promoted there, and generally nothing bad happens in July either.
Apart from the transfer window.
Yeah, but it's neither here nor there, is it? June gets in for similar reasons as a seed.
Yeah. Have we ever been hurt in June as Leeds fans? Don't think so.
Promotion running would have got a bit tense because it was being played over then, but it was
ultimately
fine.
Successful.
Worked out, yeah.
So June's inoffensive.
December, because Christmas, that's fun, isn't it?
Christmas.
Yeah.
I know Leeds aren't generally great at Christmas, but it's Christmas. Come on. Smile,
too
everyone.
drunk to notice.
And then August, because it's the start of the season as well, which is when your optimism is highest. So there are 4 seeded...
You look at Zan Benedicic and you go, could be good, this guy. And then you see him, admittedly, sometimes toward the end of August, that optimism has gone. But the start of August, always optimistic.
So the top seeds, July, December, August and June. The bottom seeds are May.
Playoffs.
Even though we both our birthdays are in May.
Yeah, but that just makes it worse. We're not of an age where getting old is much good.
No. Oh, great. Still here.
Just near a death.
Another trip to Wembley.
Another trip to Wembley. Another year. Another day closer to death.
For similar reasons.
Which would I prefer?
For similar reasons, April is in because of the Wigan collapse specifically.
Yeah, and like the collapse of last season as well. That was April, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Most collapses of Leeds seasons.
Yeah.
I believe it was T.S. Eliot in The Wasteland wrote April is the cruelest month.
Yeah, right.
It is, as I'm sure you will know.
Very good.
Wigan collapse, April. And March, international break. Everyone comes back injured, ruins your running.
Yeah, and that's generally the start of the collapse, which runs into April.
Which then runs into May.
And then January as well, because January's just bollocks, isn't it?
Cold and skint.
Cold and skint.
New Year's Day games are always shit.
Need a left back. Need a number 10. Need a striker.
Transfer window.
Sankiko Casilla.
John Kevin Augustin rocks up.
Yeah. Which leaves the middle seeds as February, September, October, and November.
Just chuck him in. He's going whatever group.
Right. So those are the seedings. We performed a random draw. We'll say it's random draw. I think it's just how it came out on the spreadsheet.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So Group A is July, February, and May. Group B, December, September, and April. Group C, August, October, and March. And Group D, June, November, and January. Still with us now? Yeah.
Very much so, yeah.
And the winner of each group will face each other. It'll be like a playoff format, A versus D and B versus C in the semi-final. So should we do Group A first?
Seems the obvious place to start.
Right, so can you flick to July in the calendar, please, Michael Normanton? It's July versus February. Oh, got February if you want, because you know the start there.
That's right, July. Right, this is interesting. How we assess this, I don't know. The goalkeeper is someone called Reg Savage.
Oh, but, right, okay.
Who was born in 1912.
Big Reg.
Goalkeepers wear slim pickings at some times, I must admit.
It's an interesting backline as well. Oh no, sorry, of course it's Terry Cooper, isn't it? Yeah, Terry Cooper at left back, Gary Kelly right backs. So that's good. That's very very strong fullbacks. Less so probably centre back. Robin Koch, Paul Beasley. Can see those two getting on well. You've got Reeve and Vieira midfield. Interesting.
Ronaldo Vieira.
He's only a teenager. Yeah, he never gives the ball away. Then Wilcox and Mickey Thomas on the wings, and then Keane, that's Robbie, and Alan Clark up front.
So we're in a sort of a traditional 4-4-2 for this one.
Yeah, Robbie Keane. You've got him dropped off a little bit.
Yeah.
Still offside a bit, probably.
Missing the one-on-ones.
Yeah.
But Alan Clark's there to finish him.
Right. Flick to February then, and you've got David Harvey in goal.
Picture on July.
It's Gary Kelly.
It's Gary Kelly.
Yeah. So the February, we're looking at more of a 4-4-1-1, slightly more unconventional formation.
I don't know how calendars work. It's all out of order. Oh my God.
When you get to January, it's
a nightmare, is this?
The one after that.
And I'm on December. Oh, it's in January. Thank God. Right, I found my way.
So David Harvey's in goal. You've got Trevor Cherry, Bob Molinar, Pontus Jansson, and Gianni Alioski as your back four. In midfield, there's some strength in here. Listen to this. Strachan, Bobby Collins, Lewis Cook, and then you've got Alex Mowat in there with Nick Barmby just ahead of that, and Brian Dean up front.
I think, according to the calendar, Barmby's on the left wing.
Yeah, Barmby on the left and Mowat is a 10.
Right, okay.
But, it's
interchangeable. It's a fluid formation here, right?
It's a very small midfield.
Right.
Is what I'll say. I don't think any of them are over 5'8" there.
Bobby Collins is hard as fuck, though, isn't he?
That is true.
Up against Don Revie and Ronaldo Vieira in the centre of midfield.
Yeah. Interesting.
Tough clash, that one. I do immediately lean towards February getting the upper hand in this one.
I think Strachan and Collins had to look by. But Mowat and Dean up front. Not as strong like Alan Clark up there for the other team.
Bob Molinar and Pontus Jansson in defence for February. Up against Robbie Keane and Alan Clark. I think Alan Clark could give us as good as he gets. What about Robbie Keane?
I think Collins might be kicking Keane out of the game.
Collins might kick everyone out of the game.
That's true.
Right.
So who's got the very old goalkeeper?
That's July.
July.
That's July. I mean,
he's over 100 years old by now.
And if you see old goalkeepers, they're not good at all.
They used to get barged into the net and stuff, didn't they? Yeah.
So you've got Alex Mowat shooting from like 40 yards on his left foot.
He's turned up not wearing any gloves.
Against Reg Savage, yeah.
And just a woolly jumper, like a sweater.
Yeah.
A green sweater.
It's rained, he's all heavy.
Right. It's rained. Right.
That's my thinking.
Right. Well, if it's February at home in this one, then maybe.
Oh, that's true, yeah. I think Strachan and Collins win it in this one.
Right, what score are we going for?
Are we doing scores, are we?
Looks like it.
Clark and Keane are going to score one for July, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess
2-1.
Yeah.
2-1 Feb.
Congratulations to February. Wins this one 2-1. No rest for one of the teams. So who's straight onto another fixture?
Let's see if February can keep this run going, I suppose.
Yeah.
Right.
As they play May.
February against May. So we've heard the lineup for February. May looks like a 4-4-2.
Yes, it is pretty much, yeah, with to start the front. But Cantona and Gelhardt, the two strikers, I think either of them could potentially drop off in this one.
Yeah.
But then to go at the back, some knobheads in this team actually. Paddy Kenny, he's obviously turned up massively out of shape. He's on Twitter every single day now.
I'm not out of shape.
Defending himself. You've got Danny Mills turning up for the money at right back.
Yeah.
You've got
but then again, an unparalleled intellect.
Yes, of course, yeah. But then you've got Charlton and Bartley, towering centre backs. Didier Domi at left back.
Bit of a Willie Mackay influence there, isn't there?
A little bit, yeah. An American at left wing. Obviously, I hate that. It's Eddie Lewis. Then you've got Johnny Howson and Gruev in midfield. Rocky Rocastle on the right.
Yeah. Cantona and Gelhardt up front, you say, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of defensive solidity there with Jack Charlton.
But there's also Paddy Kenny, who is a beast.
Ball might not get to him. Not with Kyle Bartley and Jack Charlton.
It's bad that Jack Charlton is going to be stood there smoking a fag, looking at Paddy Kenny going, God, you're unprofessional and out of shape.
So an interesting clash. You got Brian Dean up front for February. Big lad. May at centre back. You've got Jack Charlton and Kyle Bartley. What's your thoughts on this one then?
It's a real clash of eras, isn't it? Because the older players, you'd think they're just going to be leathering everyone. But is that just going to lead to red cards?
I quite like the May's midfield. Feels like quite a fun midfield, that. Howson in there, Rocastle in there, Eddie Lewis in there, Gruev just sitting in front of the back four.
It's a nicely balanced team, actually. Two proper wingers, a holding midfielder, a more forward-thinking midfielder. Yeah, that does work quite nicely.
A bit of magic up front from Gelhardt. No Cantona.
And then there's the other bloke.
I'm surprised Cantona got in, actually.
Yeah, I'm just looking at. I did make a list of subs as well. It was him or Dougie Friedman. So,
I'd have put Friedman in.
Yeah,
Can we change the
too
calendar?
Too late to change it now.
Get him reprinted.
Yeah, if you've already bought one, send it back.
So you can scribble
Just cross
it
it out. Yeah.
Can you do that?
Cross it out. What day was Dougie Freeman's birthday?
25th.
25th. Right.
Day after Cantona.
Write that in.
Right.
Sorry, Dougie. We've been overlooked here. Well, Rob will be disciplined for this.
Teach me how to Dougie. Yeah, I think May has possibly got the upper hand here.
Who are they playing again?
February.
February, that's it.
But that Strachan and Collins midfield is very, very strong. It's very potent.
Yeah, as much as it's nicely balanced, I think I still think February's the stronger team here.
Really?
Just about.
A key plan. Ilya Gruev marking Alex Moat.
I think February, though, it's got a few Revy plays in there on it. And then Strachan as well. I think that I'd sway towards that still.
Yeah, I would. And Bob Molinar's in there too.
Right.
Who's just a great presence at the back.
I mean, young Joffrey, yeah, he's up against Bob Molinar and Pontus Janssen. That's a lot of height.
It's a lot of heft.
He's going to struggle, isn't he? He's got the technique, but he's going to struggle there, I think.
Yeah, and also I think
is Pontus standing for Cantona's shit?
Pontus and Molinar both got some goals between them as well, didn't they? I feel like there's a bit of goal threat from centre back there as well.
Yeah, Paddy Kenny obviously in goal for May. Can't move.
No.
So, is it another win for February? I think it's a narrow win though. I think this is 1-0 to February.
Yeah, I don't think May's scoring. I don't have much faith in Gelhardt and Cantona up front.
No, same. Probably Jack Charlton from a set piece is going to be their best bet. But I think February probably takes it.
Right. Okay. Which leaves a remaining fixture of, is it July against May?
God, it's confusing, this, isn't it? Is someone else writing this down? I realised I wrote a format out that's not working.
You got a record of this, Dan?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, right? Cool. I hope we don't go to goal difference or anything because that's going to get really
Well,
confusing.
I think February are going to be the runaway winners here because they've beaten both teams.
Oh yeah, so
this is a dead rubber.
It's a dead rubber.
Dead rubber.
Yeah. Do they know this is July and May?
Oh, well, Dougie Freeman can play in this one then. He's off the bench.
There's also Robbie Rogers is on the bench as
Oh, okay.
well.
Oh, he's been knocked out. He's only been on the pitch 5 minutes. He's unconscious.
Down
Right.
10 men have used all the subs.
So July versus May, just to refresh, Reg Savage is in goal again, our very, very old goalkeeper for July.
Have we got any other subs who can play in this dead rubber?
July have got Jim Beglin off the bench,
Oh,
again,
okay.
presumably injured.
Injured, yeah. Old.
Radistin Kishishev
Okay.
and Bobby Davison.
Like throwing your Sunday joint to a shark.
Indeed.
This is a draw, isn't it?
Yeah, playing out a draw.
They're on the beach.
Yeah.
Not bothered. It's 1-1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mickey Thomas is
yeah.
getting up to something or other.
well diplomatically handled there, Rob. What was
He's
it,
having a good time.
1-1, or are they even just playing out a 0-0?
Don't matter, does it? Dead rubber.
Just give me a score.
2-2.
8-8.
8-8. Wow. It's played like a testimonial.
It was great. It was a great game. Best game of the group, but ultimately meaningless.
Right. Okay. So congratulations. So February have topped that group
Good.
and have gone through.
That's all we need to know, really, isn't
Well,
it?
that's exciting, isn't it? That was good. So up next will be Group B, December, September, and April. So steady yourself. We'll do that shortly. First, we're going to do heroes and villains because we are contractually obliged to plug the tuktukclub.com for our Gitano Barada Hero of the Week, and it's a regular part of the show. It's part of the format, isn't it?
And we have had games this week.
Yeah.
So there are definitely still some heroes. The main villain, of course, the Millwall Grass, whatever his fucking name was.
Definitely. Danny McNamara? You call
Probably.
Danny?
Some non-entity.
Yeah, never heard of him before.
We'll just make sure we pass on the right people who are dealing with him.
The Millwall Grass, not to be confused with the Sunderland Grass, which is what caused us a problem earlier in the season, but in a different way.
Hey. Frank Lampard making a comeback as well, isn't he? Potentially.
Yes.
At Coventry.
So
The
who
rumours are
might-
to be believed.
Have you seen who might get the job ahead of him?
Ooh. Gary Rowett.
Scoobs.
Scoobs.
Scoobs is in the running.
Really?
Yeah. Well, according to the internet.
Right.
So make of that what you will.
Must
But
be
yeah,
true. Must be true.
Be nice for Scoobs to keep Lampard out of a job.
How's he been doing, Scoobs? I assume wellish, if he's
where is it?
getting linked to that.
Lincoln
He was at Lincoln,
City.
wasn't he?
Right, let's have a look.
I'm glad you answered that.
I do remember that.
What league are they in? I was going to say 1 or 2.
I'm going to say League Two.
I'm going to say League One.
Right, let's look at League 1 first.
Sorry, Scoobs. You meant so much to us for those two
Lincoln
games.
City are 5th in League 1,
Oh, wow.
There you go, doing well.
which
Doing
is
well.
really bloody good. So, again, Michael showing his ball knowledge, as the kids would say.
I believe he's still got David Sommer is still banging him in there, which is good news. So that's probably why they're so high in the table.
Yeah, they've got 25 points from 14 games. They're doing really, really well. Good on them.
Well done, Scoobs.
Yeah, just a couple of places behind Wrexham. Everybody's darlings these days.
On reflection, we could have kept Scoobs, couldn't we?
Till the end of the season.
Wouldn't have made any fucking difference, would it?
Played the kids.
He could have relegated us for less money.
Yeah. God, we had 2 more managers after that.
Yeah,
didn't we?
exactly.
Jesus.
Exactly all those payoffs we had to do. Wasted. Could have kept Scoobs.
Kept Scoobs and broken him instead.
Exactly.
Right. So what have we got in terms of likes and dislikes then when we're figuring out who our Ken Bates villain of the week is going to be, first of all?
Well, I mean, it is the grass.
Yes.
I would say the Matt Donoghue, who was the ref for the QPR game, gets a lot of mentions as well, just for his very stop-start method of refereeing that he seemed to get into.
He was abysmal. And he's still not the lowest rated ref of the season.
It's weird because when you win a game and loads of people are really annoyed at the ref, it means a lot more than when you've lost a game because it's easy to point fingers, isn't it, and try and be upset about things. But when you've won a game actually very comfortably and you still come away from it, you'll be going, fucking hell, he was awful, wasn't he? I think that really is an achievement for him. So well done.
Harrogate White does pick out the dickhead ref and us glum bastards on the match ball. You were like the guys in the van in the original Italian Job. Cheer up, lads. We won, didn't we? Have you seen the Italian Job? I've seen how that ends.
No, do you know what? I never have.
No, right to be happy. Well, I won't tell you then.
All right. Spoil it for me.
I don't think we were glum on the match ball. It was just an accurate reflection of what the stadium was like on Saturday, which was a bit bored in the second half.
Yeah.
Because this division is too easy, as our third place in the table shows.
I like Luca B's petty nomination for QPR, reminding me of the match last season. Kind of hope they get relegated now. Harsh but tough shit, shouldn't have beaten us 4-0. Yeah, no, it's fine. I think it's perfectly okay to hold a grudge.
Someone's compared Manor Solomon to Cameron Stewart. In fact, Phil Hay with a fake wig and moustache is advocating bringing back Cameron Stewart.
Right.
Another player's career we ruined, actually.
He was like a pre-Jean Kevin Augustin, wasn't he? Where it was someone who were like, well, you've agreed to sign him, and we went, nah. But then we ended up paying for him anyway.
Yeah, a much cheaper John Kevin Augustin.
Yeah, should have got him back. I don't think he ever really got another club, did he, after us? I think not that he settled out for any time. I think he sort of retired in his late 20s, did Cameron Stewart.
Yeah, I think 6 months at Leeds was enough to convince him to give it all up.
There was some consternation with TJ, who said the QPR commentary team, one of whom rhymed Tanaka with Annika of Challenge Annika fame. Nice contemporary reference for you there. The other who had the pained cadence of a man taking a tricky shit. So Tanaka and Annika. Anyway, that commentator. Anything else?
Quite a bit of criticism for Solomon. We've got to cover off. Solomon was garbage and was 50% of the axis of shite with Byram. Absolutely awful, the pair of them.
Oof.
Sam Byram was fine, wasn't he?
Yeah. He got caught offside a few times, but that was the worst. That was the worst of his crimes.
Yeah, I was blaming the lino for that. He probably was offside, but I think because the ref was that bad, I was lumping in the lino with that as well.
Yeah, Solomon is very much shaping up to be this year's blame it on player, isn't he? Which is you do need one. So a Premier League loanee. It's the obvious one to pin it on, isn't it?
Who was last season's?
Well, it was probably moved around a bit, didn't it? It was Pirro. It was a
bit of Jaden Anthony at times. Like, he's not good enough. What have we got him for?
Nonto's start of the season because he was a rat bastard.
Kamara at the end of the season, he got a lot of it, didn't he?
I suppose with Solomon, there's the chance he can be sent back if we don't like him.
Yeah, it's fine to hate him.
Yeah, him and Max Verber actually, they're the obvious ones. But Max Verber is more of a comedy character because we never actually have to see him play.
Did you see Ralph Rangnick explaining why he'd called him up to the Austria squad?
Because Martin Hayden's retired, something like that.
Because we don't have many options. That's what he said. Which is great. Which is why he's still at Leeds, basically.
That classic chat-up line. You all right, love? I don't have many options in here.
Everyone else has turned me down.
You're the best.
Have a bad bunch.
Right, now, did you notice anything about this? Let me just have a quick look through the picture agency pictures. Another Dan is flagging up. He says, how come the goalie was allowed to wear the same kit as an outfield player and Melier had to be full prawn cocktail? So are we talking about QPR here?
I assume so.
Right.
I saw that and I couldn't remember it either.
I think it might be a Remembrance Day thing.
No, the keeper seems to be in... I'm looking at the photos of the whole team lining up for the Remembrance Day minute silence, and the keeper is in all dark green by the looks of it. And they were obviously in all black. So possibly an eye test for another Dan?
Oh, okay, maybe. I guess a dark green and a black can look quite similar on screen. It was sort of a Plymouth Argyle green rather than a bright green.
Chris actually wrote for the most recent issue of the mag about watching a previous game against QPR and not being able to tell the two teams apart because he's colourblind. And yeah, I think whatever kit QPR wore, they were just completely indistinguishable.
It was that really pale minty green, wasn't it? And even to my fairly normal eye, I think, I couldn't tell them apart as they were running around doing their thing. Yeah, it's the Millwall grass then, isn't it?
Yeah, and also the referee who allowed it to go in his match report, because what he should have said is "Don't tell tales, Danny," and booked him for it.
Yeah, snitches get stitches.
Exactly. It's like, I didn't see it. Don't tell me about it. Teachers' rules. I don't know if teachers are still like that, but at school, like teachers would never listen to anything anyone ever said to them.
And it's more admin for the ref. So what's he giving himself more admin for?
Yeah, exactly. Is the guy from Embrace called Danny McNamara as well? Actually,
yeah, I think so.
Them too.
Right. It's time for the Gitano Baradi Hero of the Week, sponsored by the TukTukClub.com, run by Leeds fan Bruce in northern Thailand.
Bruce has sent a package. 2 seconds.
Right. Oh wow! Look at that.
Oh, lovely.
Look at this.
Didn't even spot that there.
It's a little tuk-tuk made out of a Singer beer can. Nice, isn't it?
That's really clever.
There's a few in a box over there. You can take out. You can play with them. Sorry, it's the tuk-tuk club, and so they're driving it sensibly. It does. Do the chug? Tuk.
Yeah.
There you go. That'll be you, that, on the back of a proper one.
What? Doing the best driving holiday in the world, as described in the Sunday Times?
That's what I was thinking of.
What? Getting 15% off with your code TSB15?
Correct.
The tuktukclub.com, Rob?
Correct, yeah. Nice one.
Proper Thai food, elephants, pristine waterfalls.
Eating elephants?
No, they're separate things. There was a comma between them.
Got you.
Yeah. Be amazing. Yeah. Tuk-tuk tours of Northern Thailand, you can either drive yourself or they will drive you, and it'll be a tuk-tuk.
Very good.
Hence the name. Good, yeah. Right. That's
what it sounds like.
Who's going to be your hero of the week, or who are you nominating anyway?
I think Joe Rothwell, because he played well. And Imaginary Martin has put this in the comments as well. He says, when he goes on those energetic probing runs, his head goes down and his shoulders come up. It's like someone has pressed on his head to make him run fast. Watch it. It's weird, but I like it. So that's something to keep an eye out for in future games.
I did enjoy his role in the build-up to the opener. Because it was like someone had just pressed the button. He was like, oh, fuck this. I'm just going to go run with the ball into the penalty area, which was a good idea.
He's got a strong beard game as well. I've mentioned it before, but it's worth flagging up again. Good beard, Joe Rothwell. Graham, I think it is. No, beg your pardon. It was the Grueffalo. Appreciate it from a tactical point of view. Joseph starting and Pero killing off the game. Lets them both do what they're good at.
Exactly. Not Bogle. Joseph just never scoring, unfortunately. He gets no service, but he does tie people out.
Adam likes the plucky scamp Brendan Aronson. Do you know why? Says, despite the fact my 6-year-old boys could beat him in an arm wrestle, I'm growing to like him.
my stalking, is that a correct word, of the Aronson family and extended family is continued, by the way, because I noticed his sister is now signed for someone.
Right.
So that's one to keep an eye on. I've found this out from...
You could have just said research there.
From Milana's page
of
Instagram, because she shared it. But yes, Jaden Aronson, who's not... It's also a girl's name, Mr. Bogle, just to be... Apologise for that. But Jaden Aronson has signed for someone.
All right.
But there's a picture there. She's doing a big peace sign on it.
Hey, speaking of socials, we're now on Blueski, aren't we?
Oh, yes.
That new form, that new social media thing.
I think yesterday was the first time I properly looked at it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Blue Sky. We are at thesquareball.net on there. If you want to find us, start posting stuff on there. See how it goes.
Something else to waste your time on, isn't it?
Yeah. If you want to doom scroll on there.
Is Milana on it?
Don't know.
Okay.
Is that your incentive for?
You can make lists on it, can't you? I joined a thing called Leeds United Starter Pack. I might start a
Leeds United Mums
starter pack, so everyone can just get involved straight away. It just makes it easy for everyone.
Yeah. Sarah, by the way, appreciate you being there in person. We got tickets in the ballot and decided to come for the weekend. Went into town beforehand, bit of shopping, the Jolly Bees experience.
What's the Jolly Bees experience?
Is Jolly Bees the one that does like hot dogs and spaghetti? Have a quick Google for it while I read this out.
It's the top end of town, isn't it?
Yep.
I know what you mean.
Stop off in the hotel bar on the way to the ground. The only thing that would have spoiled the day was Leeds United, and they didn't. I love this city, says Sarah. Was that a first-time visit, maybe?
I don't know. First time I've heard of Jolly Bees, but there you go. I can't actually work out what food they sell.
How expensive is it?
That's the real question. Oh, it looks nice. It looks like fried chicken from this picture.
It's chicken and spaghetti and hot dogs, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd have that. Good.
Yeah, just look at that. Yeah.
It's not as good as what they're called? That Mexican Boojum.
Boojum.
Yeah. That's the real good stuff.
What, you mean burritos the size of your head, Michael, and so on?
Correct.
Anyway.
Was dead nice.
It was really good. Right. But we're now mixing up our commercial sponsors.
We are. 3 points, and Joshua Gilivogi looking a class above, despite being rusty and not game fit. I do like how much people love him.
He's good, isn't he? Yeah, it just really makes me happy. Did you see Farker's quotes on him?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Where he said he brought him on to play the Claude Makelele role, and then he ended up playing the Zinedine Zidane role, just getting in the box and doing Cruyff turns and stuff. Excellent.
Right, who is your leading contender for the Gaetano Berardi Hero of the Week? Is it Altanaka?
Not this week.
Come on.
I thought Bogle was actually pretty good, and he scored.
Yeah, his goal was funny as well.
Yeah, it was. It was pure. It was not even League One, was it? It was like
It was Sunday League.
It was Sunday League stuff, wasn't it? Loads of big swing and miss jobs in there, and eventually even his finish looked kind of clumsy. Someone described it actually as the Puskas Award winner. But yeah, I think he probably deserves it for that performance and goal.
He's settled in a little bit.
He has a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone has a strong opinion. I'm more than willing to change my opinion.
No, he's all right, isn't he?
Right, let's pick up our groundbreaking calendar-based tournament. thesquareball.net/calendar if you want to get our charity calendar. All the profits and a bit more go to cancer charities in Leeds. And we're doing the round-robin tournament. If you have forgotten the format since the first half, and you are indeed still with us for this, it's December, September and April playing off now in Group B. December seeded in this group because it's Christmas and that's fun.
Yep, that'll do. I mean, the seeds mean nothing, do they? That's the only problem with the seeds, because we don't even know how good the teams are.
Right.
Or
presumably they're going to be playing, the December team are going to be playing a Christmas tree formation.
Hey, that's very good, isn't
Do you know
it?
what? December is the most fun team in the calendar.
Gary McAllister got to be in there.
It's gone all out attack.
Oh, interesting. Is it Garth Crooks, team of the month?
It's 3-5-2, but they're certainly not wing backs. They are wingers.
Right. So John Lukic in goal.
So you've got Dorigo at the left of a back three.
It'll be fine, honestly. Don't worry.
Okay.
So Peter Haddock, John Charles, and Tony Dorigo at the back. Is John Charles at the back?
He's the centre half
yes.
in this team. We are going full all out attack.
So, but he might be floating and he might go up front as well.
Exactly.
If the goal's down, yeah, he's going up front, isn't he?
So then, oh wow, bloody hellfire! This team's winning.
This
team's winning.
Real
It's a good
strong,
midfield,
a
right?
real strong favourite.
Peter Lorimer, Gary McAllister, Billy Bremner, David Batty, Rafinha, Beckford, and Becchio up front. I don't care who they're playing; they're winning.
Yeah,
I think they're going to win the whole thing.
And the striker on the bench is Lee Chapman, who probably should be in there, but if it's Beckford and Becchio, they've got to be together, haven't they?
Yeah.
Oh, and if you
like Dancer and Prancer.
if you're losing late in the game as well, you can stick Chapman and Charles on.
Wow.
And just get it in the fucking mixer.
Yes.
And leave Becchio on too, in fact, 'cause Beckford wasn't bad in the air either. 4 strikers, ball in the box, everyone picking up scraps.
Now, with the best will in the world, September, I've got some good players, but I struggle to see them overcoming such attacking dynamism. September, I've got Scott Carson in goal, Sam Byram, Ampadu, Chris White, Willie Bell as a back four. In midfield, Snodgrass, Backer, Decor, Speed, with Madeley and Pat Bamford completing the 11. So, I mean, it's December.
Yeah, it's hard to look past December. That's a very good, with odd exceptions of some high quality players in there. That the majority of that team feels can finish in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, what if I told you they were bringing on off the bench David Prutton and Mirko Antonucci?
That would confirm the championship status. That's why we've not gone up this year, because we've not got good enough players on the bench.
So, yeah, I mean that's just unsurpassed in terms of a team.
December's walked that.
I think that's a 4-1 win.
There's goals in it. I think it's like 5-2, 6-2 or something.
Yeah, definitely.
So December for September. What did we say? 5-2, 4-1. What?
It's a 3-2-3-2 sort of a formation.
What's the score? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were about for the. Sorry, I thought you were talking formations. Oh, 8-0.
8.
No, I think they're conceding.
Yeah, okay. We'll call it 4-1.
4-1.
Yeah, that's fine.
That seems fair.
Let's see if September can recover from that, because they're now going to go on to play April. Who's the April team made up of? The April birthdays. We've got Gary Sprake in goal. Stuart Dallas is in there. Chris Fairclough, Lucas Radabay, Don Matteo. That feels pretty strong. Pablo Hernandez, Bradley Johnson, Paul Green, Aaron Lennon, Mick Jones, and Ian Baird. So that's a tough forward line. I think the centre of midfield possibly lets April down there.
Yeah, there was meant to be a bit more flair in this team, but we did this just after Georgie Rutter left, so I demoted him to the bench.
In anger. Right.
Don't deserve it.
I think questions are being asked as to why Paul Green's got in there and Georgie Rutter's on the bench.
There's also Robbie Fowler on the bench.
Fans are booing.
Alongside Zamana Kamara.
So we've got Olivier Decor and Eirik Bakker in central midfield for September, up against Paul Green and Bradley Johnson. I feel like that's
Do we know which Mick Jones it is?
No, we don't.
We don't. Okay.
Could be a guy who's just turned up and told us he is. Yeah, I think this has got to be a win for September, me.
Yeah, I really like September's midfield. Snoddy, Backer, Dakar, Speed. That's pretty good. Paul Madeley just plays anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Willie Bell as well at left back. It's worth noting that I think Billy Bremner called him the hardest player he'd ever seen.
Wow.
There was a story of him, I can't remember where it was, but there was like a crowd invasion, a pitch invasion, and Bremner saw them running towards Willie Bell and was just like, good luck, supporters, you're going to need it because he will chin you all.
And he's up against Pablo Hernandez.
Yeah, Pablo's got he's doing a lot of the heavy lifting in that midfield, isn't he?
Battle for the ages. Yeah, for me, this is a narrow victory for September. Don't know about you.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So September against April. What's the score?
1-0. It doesn't matter, I think would be my answer there.
Okay. So now we match up that April team and they face a very strong December. So your April, just a reminder, it's Sprake, Dallas, Fairclough, Radebe, Matteo, Hernandez, Bradley Johnson, Paul Green, Aaron Lennon, Mick Jones and Ian Baird are facing off against John Lukic, Peter Haddock, John Charles, Dorigo, Lorimer, McAllister, Bremner, Batty, Rafinha, Beckford, Becchio. How many are December winning by?
I mean, that sort of attacking three behind the front two is it's too much for anyone to bear.
Especially Bradley Johnson and Paul Green. It's a 6-0 that something.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Right. April getting absolutely... April have had a terrible time of it. They haven't scored a goal and have conceded 7, which puts December top.
Plus Dewey Dallas.
Yeah. So December are through and we'll face the winner of Group C, which is to come in the coming days, if you want to listen to that. So there's that. You enjoying the international break?
Well, we could talk about the England squad if I knew it was in it.
Tuchel's not even managing them, is he?
No.
Right, there you go. That's the end of the show. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week with more. And look out for our chat with LUFC women captain Olivia Smart, who popped in to see us yesterday. Show is coming out on Friday ahead of their game at Ellen Road on Sunday. And you will hear from Liv just how much she appreciates and looks forward to playing at Ellen Road. It's proper, it's one of those kids' dreams thing, isn't it? Imagine what you'd feel like getting to play at Ellen Road, even at this age. It'd be amazing. Liv tells us what it's like, so look out for that in your feed. We'll see you soon.
The Square Ball Podcast.